Jake Mangum stepping in to lead off here against Cade Povich. And the first pitch is fouled right back for a strike. Well, Jake starts the day hitting .295. Opened the series at .298 in his attempt to finish at .300, and there's a ground ball and a base hit through the left side. So Mangum is aboard. Well, there's a start to climb back to .300.
And there's a winner. Yeah, minus 425 to record a hit. He just took care of that, Dwayne. So on the leaderboard as far as the money goes, and right here, that pitch trying to come in. Jake's a little bit too quick, able to barrel that baseball and squeeze it through the 5-6 hole.
So a runner aboard for Yandy Diaz. Yandy starts the day over .300 at .301. Looks at a breaking pitch for a strike.
Boy, the work that he has done, really, you go back into May and working its way into June after the first month and a half or so of the season. But even here over the last month, he has kicked it up another notch.
The other thing will be interesting with Povich out there. He keeps a pretty good eye on those base runners. He has 4 pickoffs for Baltimore. A little tapper back toward the mound. And he bobbles it, recovers and throws, and still gets his man.
That right there, I think that was a case of Cade Povich is thinking about the double play before securing the baseball. You see that happen all the time. You get excited and you think to yourself, I got a chance for a 2-for-1 here. And there's the chopper, and before you secure the baseball, he's already thinking about turning and throwing to second base. He's very fortunate that he was able to recover in time.
And Yandy realized about halfway down the line that that ball had been misplayed. Otherwise, he could have beaten that out.
Yep.
Here's Junior Caminero. Upstairs. So a man in scoring position with one away in the first. Lifted down the right side and back toward the stands foul. Caminero with a potential RBI out there at second base in Mangum. Junior, 44 home runs. 109 runs batted in. He got one last night on a ground ball. Upstairs. And that's the fastball from Povich in the neighborhood of 92. At times, maybe a bump above that. Play, and it's 2-2. And a fan brought a glove and made a great catch right against the railing in the second deck. There he is.
Remember they used to hand out contracts here?
Yes.
Catch it on the fly.
Yep. Nice grab there.
If this was a Savannah Bananas game, Junior's out.
Yes, he is.
Yes. It's the best rule they have. Fan catches a foul ball, batter's out.
And a ground ball foul. Said like a true pitcher.
Oh,
get those outs any way you can get
them. Right. That's right.
Jake off second base. Mateo holding him as close to the bag as he can. Caminero lifts this one back foul on the first base side. Well, counting this one, 4 games to play for the Rays at Caminero, and Junior 2 home runs short of tying the record of Carlos Pena on the all-time Rays home run list in a single season. Counts full now. under this one into right field. That's Jackson coming in, adjusting a bit to his right. 2 gone. Well, Caminero 0 for 1, and Christopher Morel will bat with Mangum out there at second. Morel getting the start, hitting cleanup, 11 home runs on the season.
This was ugly. I mean, if you go to bunt, he squared up. If you put a bunt in,
First pitch upstairs.
he goes right down. Yeah. Only thing I'll turn around for. Only thing I'll turn around for.
Foul ball.
Well, Christopher Morel getting another opportunity here against a left-handed pitcher, and you know he's going to try to make a mark. He's got a big swing, doesn't cut down on it very often, and he's got a guy here who's not overpowering. So you can imagine what Morel is thinking right now. He's thinking about getting something that he can pull for power.
Fouls it back. Receiver right there, and that puts him down in the count.
I'll tell you, Cade Povich has come right out and attacked that strike zone with the fastball. He is not shying away from filling up that zone, and again, not overpowering. 92, 93, that's almost below standards of today.
And a foul ball there on that check swing.
And I think Morel right there frustrated with himself, but that pitch was close enough that you're fortunate that you fouled it off, because if you take that, you may get rung up. That was a borderline pitch that could have gone either way.
One-two pitch again, way wide here. Richie Palacios will be next, hitting fifth behind Morel. 2 outs, a man at second. High fly ball, left center field. Cowser tracking it, and about 3 big steps before he gets to the track, hauls it in. The plate, Mateo is the number 9 hitter at second, and the first pitch, Beavers fouls it out of play.
Well, Drew Rasmussen making his final start of the season. That will be start number 31. Outstanding year, all-star, 10 wins, an ERA of 2.80, that outstanding whip at 1.01. Which doesn't allow a lot of base runners. Does a nice job of keeping the ball in the yard for the most part. And when he does give up a home run, the vast majority of them are solo shots, and you can live with those. There's the arsenal, four-seam fastball. That cutter, one of the best sliders that you will see. Two-seam fastball, loves to front door that to the lefties. So keep your eye on that pitch in this ABU.
It's 2-1 to Beavers. That will even the count. Down, and we have a full count. A little foul ball. Caminero well off that third base bag with Beavers, the left-handed hitter, up there to the infield around to the right side. And the outfield a little bit the other way. Fouls this one third base side and back into the stands. Beavers out of the leadoff spot last night. A single in 4 at-bats and scored a run and is out on strikes right here. That pitch worked its way to the corner, and strikeout number 1.
Well, let's go take a look. Dwayne, didn't we just say that right there? That backdoor cutter or backdoor slider. I'll tell you, he's got so many different ways. And you can see right there where the setup was behind the plate of Fortes. They wanted that pitch in. Turned out to be a great backdoor.
Foul ball by Westberg. Well, Rasmussen with multiple weapons out there and a pretty good job of commanding whatever pitch is selected.
And that's why just watch his mechanics. I was talking about with him the other day about his repeatable delivery, how simple it is. You can't really be any more simple. You know, he works exclusively out of the stretch. He comes set, it's a leg kick, and he drives towards home plate about as linear as you can. He doesn't pull off. He doesn't fall off. He drives right through Fortes, right through the plate.
On the ground, shortstop. Carson Williams up and out with the throw. 2 up and 2 down.
Let's take a quick look at the rest of that Rays defense and see how it's going to line up. The outfield looks like this. Christopher Morel, Everson Pereira, and Jake Mangum join.
There's Gunnar Henderson. First pitch he lays off out of the zone up. Henderson 3 at-bats against Rasmussen in his career, 2 for 3. Rasmussen behind him, 2-0. That's the fastball there at 96. 2-1. And he doubles up on the four-seamer. And that's the thing with Rasmussen. He fell behind here, but that fastball, not only velocity, but he has some nice finish on that fastball.
Good life, good ride, good carry. You know, and his fastball, even the four-seamer, has a little cutting action to it. That just comes natural.
And just down there, full count.
We've seen Rays pitchers going after Gunnar Henderson down there at the bottom of the zone. That's where a hole in his swing can.
A one-hopper into Seymour. Henderson is aboard.
There has to be such a sense of urgency because Gunnar Henderson can fly, and he's also hitting from the left side. So right there, Richie just doesn't quite get that ball off in time. And watch right here, Gunnar Henderson realizing a chopper towards the middle of the field. He's got a chance, and he beats it. Now be careful watching him over there at second base, or at first base, thinking about getting to second base.
29 steals. He's been caught only 4 times, and there he goes. Pitch is foul right back into the screen.
Hasn't been thrown out since early August. He has, I think his last 14, he's 14 out of 14. So he has been picking the right time to go, and right there, he had that base stolen. He had a lean, he had a good lead, he had a good jump, and then all of a sudden you get the foul ball by Mountcastle.
Mountcastle, 6 home runs with a .249 average coming into play. And the ground ball by the mound. And Williams takes it to first and a high throw. He decided to make the play on that throw to first and uncorked the high throw for the error.
I wonder if his mind was divided, because as he's moving towards second base to field this ground ball, you're initially thinking just step on the bag, and maybe he was thinking about that, but instead he came up fielding and throwing all in one motion. It just never had a chance. It never got there. And he may have been distracted too with Gunnar Henderson kind of running right at him, because he threw that ball well wide.
It's Jackson. Pitch is upstairs, so Rasmussen trying to pitch around what would have been the inning-ending out right there. Instead, the 5th error of the year charged to Carson Williams. And the runners take off, throw down to third, going to get it. He is out at third base. Henderson cut down, trying to pull off the double steal there, and that will take care of Baltimore. Manzolino wanting to determine whether they want to look at that, and he does. So they're going to look at it.
Baltimore's challenging the out call at third base.
Well, let's take a look. That throw is there in time. The tag. Well, right there. Is the right foot? I mean, he came off right there, and Junior had the glove on his right hand. Let's see if that foot had come off. So he's there, maybe. Okay, fine. Then you get the leg up on there. The hand touches there, but the foot's on. Well, then it comes off. Then the foot's off, but is he still tagged? There he tags him again. Okay, I don't know how you get that overturned with all of that.
Mm-hmm. And both of them are pointing. Look.
Yeah, right. It's too early for this. Be honest. And again, Gunnar Henderson. Let's see, how long's it been, Dwayne? Last 15. He's 15 out of 15 since August the 4th.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see what comes of this. That turns out to be a complicated stolen base attempt.
And here's why. Junior tagged him 4 times. He came off the bag at least 2 or 3. Or at least one body part did. Another body part could have been on there. I don't know how you put all that together. The boys even haven't had time to get the pizza into the replay center yet.
You know, that's what's taking them so long. They had to answer the door.
It's confirmed. The runner is out. He lost contact with the bag.
Well, they confirmed it.
I'll tell you what, that's somebody that had a good, strong morning coffee. They're like, I'm not going with this stand stuff.
Yep.
We're just going to flat out confirm it.
He faces the left-hander, Cade Povich. Richie at 294. Spent a lot of time on the sidelines this year. Palacios reinstated from the 60-day IL when September rolled around. He's ahead 2-0. Away from that pitch. 3-0. Palacios with a couple different ailments. He had that right knee sprain, also a hamstring issue that sidelined him for a good part of the year. And he's taking ball 4, so a 4-pitch walk. And the Rays get a base runner. Hey, you can place your deposit for 26 Rays season memberships at Tropicana Field. And we'll give you more on that a little later. That pitch is a strike. Nick Fortes in the batter's box. Fortes out of the University of Mississippi. And takes this one down. And as the days go by, he seems more and more comfortable with this club and his role here with the pitching staff and at the plate.
I've been really impressed with his handling of the staff, handling of the glove back behind the plate. And how about handling of the stick right there in that AB?
Nice solid line drive to left. Palacios goes to second, and Fortes is aboard.
He has had some big hits for the Rays, and I think that his work behind the plate has been fantastic. It really has stood out. How soft his hands are, the subtlety of him, moving that glove around the zone, and then right there handling mistakes. And Povich, that was a mistake. He's made a number of those. Povich has not been afraid to attack that strike zone, and he's left a lot of fastballs right out over the heart of the plate.
Carson Williams rolls it to short, out at second, and the throw to first. A 6-3 double play. So Henderson taking care of that with the pickup of the ground ball and the force at second. The throw to first to Mayo.
Hey, cut out the middleman right here. Take the ground ball. Realize, hey, you know what? I've got time. I'm moving that way, so let me just go over, tap, and throw.
So suddenly 2 outs. Here's Pereira, the number 8 hitter, playing center field. And this is the breaking ball. Pereira with a couple home runs, 8 runs batted in. One of those home runs, a grand slam. And he quickly is down, missing the breaking pitch.
Well, 2 in a row now, so just not recognizing that pitch. Does Cade Povich stick with it? And really, it was the same pitch and the same swing, so...
And time there. Too much time looking in, and Pereira gets time. Well, comes back with a breaking ball, and that's going to do it. Pereira out on strikes. Rays leave a man through an inning, and
restart this season. When you fast forward to now, Grass has gone wire to wire, which has been nothing short of remarkable given he spent some time building back last season and now he's been in an all-star this year. Few pitchers have ever made it back from that kind of road. Rasmussen never looked too far ahead, detail-oriented until he found himself anchoring this rotation. Kyle Snyder says what stands out even more than the numbers is the work ethic. He said Rasmussen didn't just pitch his way back, he willed his way through this season. His routines, all that he's built out, the work he's put in, the diligence and the tenacity with which he pitches, I think we're all incredibly thrilled. Dwayne and B.A., I don't think anybody could have predicted what we're seeing from Rasmussen here, given all that he's gone through.
Well, he had that elbow issue before he ever turned pro in the collegiate ranks, and so you have to give him a great deal of credit, as you pointed out right there, to come back from that, and then a couple more as a professional. And he has come back this year. He has been unbelievably consistent. Jackson sending a fly ball to right field, and that's going to be off the scoreboard. Mangum had to chase it a little bit. It's going to be a double for Jeremiah Jackson off that right field scoreboard.
Did not feel like that ball was going to get that kind of distance off the bat of Jeremiah Jackson. Not known to be a big power guy, especially the other way. And he goes with the cutter. The cutter kind of backs up on him. Steve Fortes reaching back across the plate. And Jeremiah Jackson able to get his front foot down and get that ball with some backspin and a ton of carry. And I thought that Jake was going to be able to make a play, but you could read his body language. He was running out of room quickly.
There's Colton Cowser. Ball one. Jackson's 10th double. Comes in just a little off the zone. 2-0. Alan Hammer recalling the balls and strikes. 2-1. 3 balls and a strike. Upstairs with that one. Cowser can be dangerous, as the Rays have seen through the years, and a pitch upstairs. So the double followed by the base on balls. The first 2 hitters aboard here in the second inning. Kobe Mayo walking to the plate. And pitch a little bit off the plate. Mayo on base 3 times in the first game of this series, a couple hits and a walk. And that's a strike. 95 split the plate. One and 2. Nice carom and a pickup there by James Jean. Umpire down back at third. Two and 2. Rasmussen pitching around an error in the first inning. Now has given up a double and a walk in the second. trying to find the groove here. And he just missed with 97 and a full count. Well, he had 2 full counts in the first inning. He went 3-1 to Cowser, walked him here in the second. Now he's 3-2 to Mayo. And that is ball 4 low. And the bases are loaded with a double and back-to-back walks.
Very uncharacteristic, obviously, for Drew. And now with a lot of work to do. I know he's down here at the bottom of the order, but bases loaded, nobody out, back-to-back walks, and not a surprise that Kyle Snyder would pop his head out.
And now a word from our friends at Lexus.
A car that doesn't make you feel something is a car that stops short of amazing. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Jackson hitting .227, 5 home runs. And he misses the cutter, strike 1. A nice stop right there by Fortes. Inching across.
Backhand pick. This is what we're kind of talking about. We talk about framing and all sorts of stuff, but you got to be active back there. That runner down there at third base, the base is loaded, trying to make a play for your pitcher. That was a nice job.
It's too close. 2-1. Shot, that's just foul. Boy, that ball hit hard, and fortunately, from the Rays' perspective, just foul.
We initially hit the chalk. Enough of it that it was in foul territory before getting to that bag.
Well, he comes in with 20 hits in an Orioles uniform, and 13 of those have been for extra bases. And a strikeout, 97. Rasmussen, it's a much-needed strikeout, and bases remain loaded with 1 out.
A four-seam fastball, he just drives it right through the heart of the zone. I mean, nothing real fancy about that, just a challenge heater, and Jackson was not up for it.
Now Jorge Mateo, and there's a first pitch strike. And Kelly up in the bullpen for the Rays already. It's down and away. Rasmussen over 20 pitches in both the first and second innings here. He's averaged just a little bit over 15 pitches per inning. Tap is a foul ball. 1-2. Mateo has more official at-bats against Rasmussen than any other Baltimore hitter. He is 3 of 8. Newcastle next, 3 of 7. Two and two. Bases loaded, 1 out. Fastball is fouled back. A double and 2 walks setting up this situation. Rasmussen got Jackson swinging. 2-2 to Jorge Mateo. And he misses inside. And a full count here. We've got a 3-ball count of one sort or another to 3 of the 5 hitters in the second. And he gets the strikeout. Came back with 97, same way he got Jackson. He strikes out Mateo, 2 gone.
Puts that right on the inside corner. Again, not anything fancy here. Kind of paints himself into a corner and then is able to find the corner and get the swing and miss. And now has a chance to work his way out of this awful jam that he's been in.
And here's Beavers. And the first pitch strike. Started in with a breaking ball, got that over. One ball, 1 strike. And Utz off the front of the dugout. And sets up a 1-ball, 2-strike count. So Rasmussen trying to pitch his way out of this jam, and he's a strike away from doing it. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 1-2 the count. Way upstairs there with 97.
Well, you can say that he effectively changed the eye level.
Yes, he did, and then some.
Changed my eye level. Trying to follow that thing up in the zone like that.
2-2. And we're going to go all the way out. Pitch blocked by Fortes. A double, followed by 2 walks, followed by 2 strikeouts. Now a 3-2 count on Beavers. And a line drive right at Seymour to retire the side. And Rasmussen gets out of We go to the third inning. Rays and the Orioles scoreless. Bob Seymour. One strike to count on the Rays first baseman. And he starts to go, lays off, and that pitch drops down. Seymour coming off a 30 home run season at AAA. Fouls it right back. Ball, 2 strikes.
Well, Bob has a ton of power. We know that, and that stat you just gave, Dwayne, proves that. It's just about honing in on that strike zone a little bit more. He's up there to swing that bat, and sometimes that zone can expand on him just a little bit. That's what Povich is going to try to do here.
And he's going to get this one through the right side, out of the range of Kobe Mayo at first. So Seymour is aboard, and then for the third consecutive inning, the Rays put the leadoff hitter in the inning aboard.
Well, he gets that breaking ball just below the zone, but it's close to Bob. So he's able to get the barrel to it and just kind of pulls that ball over into the hole, finds a nice little opening.
There's Jake Mangum. After the first pitch, and it's into center, not overly deep. Cowser makes the catch. So Mangum, who had singled his first time, is out number 1 in the third, giving him 1 for 2. Yandy Diaz. Sharply through the middle, a base hit into center field. Seymour advances 90 feet to second base. And 2 men aboard with 1 out.
Now that ball sharply hit through the middle of the field. You know, Dwayne, when you look at hard hit, and there are a lot of different metrics when it comes to hard hit. Average exit velocity, hard hit, which is anything 95 miles per hour off the bat or more, whether it's a ground ball, fly ball, doesn't matter. Yandy Diaz leads Major League Baseball in hard hit balls. He just consistent. He came with that reputation, and he's up there at the top of that leaderboard this year, at the very top of that leaderboard, year in and year out.
Yeah, and when you look at what he's done, multi-hit games, the production he's put together, what a year he has had.
Yeah, and that's why you don't mind maybe more ground balls than you'd like, because if you're consistently hitting the ball hard like that, you're going to find holes. And then when he's able to get it in the air, guess what? Career high in home runs, career high in runs batted in. And right here, our Verizon connections by Verizon Wireless, the batting average, the chase for 300. Chandler sitting right there, Yandy a couple of points up, and Jake Mangum, who came in at 295, going 1 for 2, has gotten it up to 296. So let's see if all 3 of them can finish at 300 or better. That would be something.
And Junior Caminero chase all his own here, as he steps in and takes ball 2. 44 home runs. Club record 46. 2 men on, 1 out in the third. And now it's a 3-0 count. Jesse Schulten's up in the bullpen for the Rays. And he unleashes a big cut there, fouling it. So he turned it loose, 3-0. 3 balls and a strike now. And he fouls it. Full count. Camanero's 44th home run came at Wrigley Field. That was on the 14th. Fouls it back. We'll see another 3-2 pitch with 2 men aboard. Povich set with the 3-2. And a liner into left for a base hit. One hop to Beavers. The bases are going to be loaded. Seymour to third. Yandy up to second base, and Junior Caminero has a single.
That ball was smoked into left field as the Rays now start to mount an inning and build an inning. That fastball again, we talked about it earlier. Povich does not have overpowering velocity. He doesn't have a lot of deception with that fastball, but he has continually left it out over the plate, and finally you're seeing these Rays hitters take advantage of that. Now they need to get someone to cross that home plate. Haven't been able to do that. A lot of traffic on the bases, no runs yet.
Christopher Morel, there's a line drive over the head of Westberg and up the left field line. Seymour will score. Yandy Diaz will cross the plate. Into third goes Caminero. It's a double for Morel, and he comes through to put the Rays on the board and give them the early lead here in the third.
Well, he got the breaking ball, and that breaking ball was just moving right into his swing, or the changeup. He pulled the changeup. That's what he did. They're trying to get that down and away. He pulled it to the middle, and Morel is able to get the barrel out around it. Was not fooled by the change of speed at all. And boy, oh boy, the Rays hitters this second time through the lineup starting to hone in on what Povich is doing, or not doing, I should say.
And now left on left with Richie Palacios going after the first pitch, sending a fly ball to center. Cowser sets up to make the catch. Tag at third. Caminero heads to the plate. He will score standing up. It's a sacrifice fly by Palacios, and the Rays tack on their third run.
You know what? And if Christopher Morel has his eyes on Cowser, he walks to third base with 2 outs. You know, Cowser did not even remotely attempt to hit the cutoff man unless he's 45 feet tall. That ball came out of the hand high. This is where, when you read this throw out at second base because you're tagging, you go. There's no one that can cut that off. Morel was not tagging up at all, and so he's not able to move up to third. That's where you'd like him to be.
And here's a strike into Fortes. Morel's still out there at second. He drove in 2 with the double. Palacios with an RBI on the fly ball, scoring Caminero. 1-1 to count. Fortes sends a fly ball into short right. A couple steps toward the line. Jackson. The Rays send 7 men to the plate.
and get out of it unscathed.
And he starts the bottom of the third facing Jordan Westberg, the third baseman. Pitch inside, 1 ball, no strikes. And boy, you're right about that. It was a 33-pitch inning. And he got out of it, leaving the bases loaded.
And
Westberg sends it to right, and Mangum sets up under it to make the catch.
It had to be 17 to 16 balls or strikes to balls.
How about that?
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Rasmussen gets the first out in the third, and Kevin Cash is on his way to the mound.
Out there, Dwayne, get that one last out to get to 150 on the nose. The whip is you just can't do much better over the course of the season. That you can't even consider that over one. That's one. So you limit base runners, and you're going to put together an outstanding season. Got to go to his first All-Star game.
So he will finish 10-5 with 150 innings easy. Right on the nose right there with 150 innings, 31 starts.
And you know that was probably the goal going in, around 150 innings.
Yep.
Can he make all of the starts, average about 5 innings a start? That was going to be, his limit. He did go 6 a handful of times over the course of the season, maybe 8 or 9 total in that range, but he was never going to go past 6. So get him to where he averages around 5 innings per, proves to himself that he's healthy, is able to stay healthy all season long, and then get him out of there. I think the 5th floor is very happy right now. I feel like they're scurrying about everywhere.
It's pretty amazing as Jesse Schultens takes over here. One and two the count on Gunnar Henderson. And he is out on strikes. A swing and a miss. Rasmussen, in all the starts he made, he was over 90 twice. Once against Baltimore, made 92 pitches in 5 1/3 and a 4-1 loss, and 91 pitches against the Yankees in a 6-4 team loss there.
And that really comes down to just simple math. He was a guy that was barely over 15 pitches an inning and was never going to be allowed to go past 6 innings.
Yeah.
So 15 per for 6 is 90.
Yep, there you go.
He was going to be very rarely was he ever going to get there. And he was just so consistent all season long. Now you wonder next year, does that plan change, or do you continue to protect him, or does that get bumped up a little bit? I mean, time will tell.
Well, however it turned out, he was kind of an oasis of continuity. He was, competitive every time he went out there. And the idea is to give your team a chance to win. And he did that most of the time. He had a couple years ago 11 wins. He's 10-5 this year with 150 innings right on the nose. It's down the right field side, twisting foul and into the screening. And that really underscores how different the game is now. The years past, pitchers wanted to get to maybe a couple hundred innings. And if you go deep enough or back far enough, they want to go past 200 innings.
Yeah, that was, I remember the era that I played in, that was kind of the goal. You went in and people would ask you, what is your goal for this season? And you never really verbalized it. You kind of kept it to yourself. But my goal, and I think a lot of pitchers, when you talk to them, their goal was 200 innings.
Yep.
Because if you do that, that means you were healthy all year, you made all of your starts, and you were going to be averaging between 6 and 7 innings a start. I was able to get over 200 innings a couple of different times. Both times I had 32 starts on the season. I remember the one time I had 31 starts, and I ended up at like 198 and 2/3. I was ticked, D-Wayne.
I bet you were.
Ticked off. 4 outs short. But that was the goal. And if you were able to do that, then you made all of your starts. You pitched deep into most games. And if you're doing that, all those other numbers are going to kind of take care of themselves, or you wouldn't still be out there. And that's kind of where you would keep it a little bit simple. The game's different now. The strength of these bullpens, guys aren't asked to go as deep into games, and they want them to air it out for the 5 or 5+ that they're in there.
And there's a shot to the opposite side by Mountcastle, and that ball is gone. Hit it over the scoreboard to the opposite field. His 7th home run of the year, a 2-out solo home run, and Baltimore is on the board.
I'll tell you what, that's a lot of power, because that ball did not have a lot of air underneath it. That was an absolute missile the other way. Fastball by Schultens, and right there Mountcastle hits a line drive the other way, right straightaway right field. Not much of a stride at all, but boy did that ball carry. Wrapped itself right around the pole.
Here's Jackson. 1-0 to him. Minor foul. We had a couple shots of the Jim Palmer statue out here beyond the outfield wall toward left center. And Jim Palmer had 3 consecutive seasons of over 300 innings, and I think he had 4 in his career.
And how many? That's interesting. I mean, I remember those. You hearing about that guys throwing that many innings. How many starts did he get?
I mean, it's unbelievable. He would get upper 30s. He got 40. I know one time. He was 22-13 in 40 starts. Just checking this.
That's like 4-man rotation stuff.
How about that? 315 innings, and that was not his single season high. The year before, he had 323 innings.
Well, he had a 4-year stretch here, just of complete games of 25, 23, 22, and 19. CGs, baby. 25 a season.
Hey, swinging about that strikeout.
Good
Jackson
Lord.
is out of there. those are just unbelievable numbers, particularly when they're contrasted by how pitching is handled in what we would call the modern game.
He made 521 career starts and had a 40% rate of complete games.
Yeah. What was that, 211?
And by the way, 521 starts and a little over 10% of them were shutouts. 53 shutouts in 521 starts. Is that good?
There he is, and there's the form.
Incredible. And what he did in those innings was a lot of domination. Double deuce.
Yep. You know, he was 19 years old when all of that started, too. There's a swing and miss, a foul tip strikeout. Carson Williams out number one in the fourth inning. And Everson Pereira. There's a wave and miss at a curveball. Pereira saw 3 curveballs and struck out in the second inning, and Povich starts him with that, gets a swing and miss in the fourth. Chopped to short. Gunnar Henderson throws him out. 2 up and 2 down.
First baseman number 41, Bob Seymour.
My book's having a hard time.
So we have a strikeout swinging by Williams and a ground ball to short for Pereira.
I was on the wrong humans.
And here's Bob Seymour.
Yeah, I'm completely. I need to lock it in. My goodness.
Well, those numbers that we were talking about with Palmer are overwhelming.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, again, my book not too good. Too good, as you like to say.
Tapper foul. Yeah, that's a term. Not too good right now.
No.
That has its beginnings in a guy who spent time here in Baltimore, Jimmy Fry, and then with the Cubs.
No. Your Jimmy Fry stories, I could listen to those all day. Those make me laugh as hard as anything that I've ever heard.
And he was such a wonderful guy and had this little air about him.
Yeah, well, he'd be right now. Have you seen BA?
Yeah.
Have you seen his book?
Yeah.
But he's trying. He's trying real hard.
Not doing too good right now. Yeah,
it's too good.
Great baseball guy, and is a great guy. Not only as a coach and manager, but I had him as a broadcast partner for a year.
Oh, that had to be a blast.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, that had to be a blast.
Seymour is out on strikes. We're going to go to the bottom of the fourth, and the I mean, we've seen the Rays with some interesting defensive formations, but never one short on the infield without maybe putting an additional outfielder out there. So we'll get word, pass that along to you in regard to Richie Palacios. Tristan Gray will take over at second base. And Colton Cowser ready to step in here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Pitch is fouled. Strike the count. Let's see the Rays. There is Palacios, and he is in right field, and Mangum has moved over to play center.
Yeah.
So we're getting word on that, and there's Jake out there in center field.
Burrell or Pereira in left. Burrell's still out there.
Yeah,
so Pereira is the one that's.
He's in.
I think Pereira's the one that's.
He's gone.
Yeah.
There's a fly ball to left. Coming in Morrell, and he makes the catch right there.
Yeah, so your center field. Mangum's out there now. Palacios moves out. Morrell stays put. Tristan Gray in second. No Pereira.
Yeah. So Palacios goes from second to right field. And Gray moves into second as Mangum went from right to center. Here's Kobe Mayo taking ball one. Now 2 balls, no strikes. Ball game in the fourth. Into short center field, and that going out there. How about Tristan Gray just in front of Mangum, who was coming straight in from center field. Not sure if he was going to get there, and Gray did.
Yeah, our T-Mobile best in the game. What an amazing catch. Tristan Gray rolling right out of bed and making this catch. How about that? I mean, you talk about a tough angle. Over the shoulder, or over the top of your head. You're reaching out to make that play. You've got a center fielder that's closing in on you. That's outstanding concentration.
Yeah, there's a strike upper part of the zone to Alex Jackson. Yeah, just in the game and playing second base, but also short center.
With his back to the field.
Mm-hmm.
Can't get more of an extreme angle than that.
1-1. Did he go? He did not. Pitch was down. 2-1. Two now. Jackson was a big out when Rasmussen found himself with the bases loaded and nobody out in the second. And then got strikeouts of Jackson and Mateo on a line out by Beavers. So a full count. Cut and miss, so he comes back to chalk up the strikeout at Jackson.
Diaz, who left this game with right groin tightness. So Yandy Diaz is out, Everson Pereira is out, and that, Dwayne, solves the mystery of everything that happened that last half.
And again, if we need any info, we know where to go. And Ryan Bass is on top of every move, every story. Now we know.
He's our man on the street.
He is.
He's a man on the street. A couple of pumps this morning rolling out of bed as he showered up, getting ready for the day. A couple of pumps of London Gentleman.
Yep.
And he's right there. He's right there.
I looked out my window. I thought I saw him on the street last night.
Well, he could have been there too. He is our man on the street.
Yes. 1-2 the count on Jake Mangum leading off the fifth inning. Yandy is out of the game. Little tapper, that's going to be a tough play. And no chance. There's an infield hit. Mangum is 2 for 3.
Does that get him to 297? He was sitting at 296. Got to climb that ladder. He's got some work to do here before the end of this season. We highlighted earlier the 3 Rays that have a shot to hit 300. You've got Yandy that's already there. He's now out of this game. Chandler is sitting right at 300. And Jake at 298, Dwayne.
There you go. And here's Fiducia getting his first plate appearance. Yandy out after 2 at-bats, a single and a run scored. Mangum draws the throw at first base. So Jake 2 for 3, 26 steals on the year. Lefty on the mound right now. The curveball is in for a strike to Fiducia. Two. Misses up. No go there by Fiducia. He's out on strikes. Snap throw down to first, but Mangum heads up back on the bag there.
Third baseman number 13, Junior Caminero.
Here's Junior Caminero against the lefty. Back in goes Mangum, drawing some attention. And again over there, he's back. Barely a step off the bag that time.
Well, and disengagement's used up. So how aggressive will Jake get with the lefty out there on the mound? Does have 4 pickoffs. You brought that up earlier. So, oh, look at there. He wants to go.
Yeah.
Well, that's the answer to the question. How aggressive does he want to get? Let's see if he does it again. Let's see if he finally does go.
Dancing away from the bag. Upstairs. Jake with 2 hits today, 2 for 3, 26 stolen bases on the year. Big cut and a foul ball. Caminero, 44 home runs. Drove in a run last night to get that RBI total up to 109. now a 3-1 count. And the left-hander to the plate. Ground ball. That's going to see its way through between short and third. So Mangan goes to second. Caminero is 2 for 3.
Left fielder number 24, Christopher Morales.
Well, the curveball. Curveball has a little hump in it, stays up. Junior just a little bit out in front of that. And that's why he ends up hammering it right into the ground. But he does find a hole, keeps the inning moving.
And Christopher Morel comes up with these 2 base runners aboard. Morel driving in a couple runs with the 3rd inning double. He takes a big cut in that first pitch. Up, out over the plate, away from him a bit. One strike to count to Morel. Oh, and he takes a big swing and fouls that one right down off his lower extremity. We don't have the tabulation going, but Morel has to do this more than any other hitter on the club.
Well, hence the protection that he attempts to put down there for the foot and the ankle and the lower extremity. A little bit of that shin. But he's got, listen, he's got a big, long swing. So when you start to think about those breaking balls, and especially left-handed breaking balls like that, you can see that one was right over the front of that shin. Mm-hmm. So you can understand why it happens with him.
The Rays with a hit here in this inning to lead it off. Mangum then with 1 out. Caminero single. 2 strikes the count on Morel. It's inside. Popped away, but no opportunity to move up. Working in the 5th. He worked 5 innings against the Yankees his last time out in a loss. And the check. That start of a swing, Morel held up. It is 2-2. The Rays hitters getting their first look at Povich today. Ground ball 3rd. Backing up, Westberg takes it to second. 1, first base 2, around the horn on the double play. memberships. Pitch into the at bat to Jorge Mateo. A ball, no strikes. To there at the knees. Here's the Schultens. Followed Drew Rasmussen. Drew 2 1/3. It's popped up. Foul ball chased by Seymour and just short of the rolled up tarp out there. And he knew he could feel he was coming close to that tarp.
Here, footsteps. The tarp has feet, Dwayne. Footsteps right there. And then the realization that I maybe could have caught that.
Over the mound from short, Williams with a pickup and throw, and nicely done.
That was really nicely done because you didn't have a lot of time there to be able to field and throw separately. You had to do it all at once. One motion right here. Watch Williams get right there, up, out, just in time.
Beavers, the top of the order. Struck out and lined out. The screen foul. Beavers playing left field. It's 1-2. Played in all 3 of these games in this series for Baltimore. Two and two. And just outside. So the count goes all the way out. Stayed wide. 1 out walk. Now a word from our friends at Lexus.
A car that doesn't make you feel something is a car that stops short of amazing.
Facing Jordan Westberg. It's the swing through there. The slider. And to right. Palacios shading his eyes there. 2 gone.
Shortstop number 2.
The Suncoast Credit Union influential player, and that has been Gunnar Henderson for this Baltimore Orioles ball club.
Well, it shows up right here. You talk about the power numbers. Of course, that's going to lead to fewer runs batted in and obviously runs scored. So, you know, the average in that same ballpark, but the power production has just not been there this season. And that's been across the board, really, with Baltimore, and why they have gotten off to such a, been playing better as of late, but got off to such a horrendous start. Combination of guys not performing up to the standards that you expect them to. Also, they had a ton of injuries.
Ball, 1 strike. It will be interesting to see what they eventually do in the managerial department. The interim manager is Tony Mansolino. He's been the third base coach. But Britton has, on an interim basis, taken over coaching third. There's a liner base hit for Henderson. Beavers is going to go to third. And with 2 outs, Baltimore puts men on the corners with Ron Mountcastle coming to the plate. And he's the guy who hit the home run off Schultens in the third.
Just a hanging breaking ball right there that stays right up at the belt. So you allow Gunnar Henderson a really good look at that pitch. He is on time with the swing. Rifles that ball right through the middle of the field. Baltimore making a little 2-out noise here in this tight game.
Two on, 2 out for Mountcastle. The swing and miss.
That's one of those things, Dwayne, when we came in here, you get the Baltimore notes and you're reading through them and you come to the realization that Jackson Holliday, the youngster for the Orioles, leads this team in home runs with 17.
How about that?
I mean, you're thinking a lineup with...
Oh, base hit through the right side. Beavers will score. Henderson stops at second. Mountcastle has driven in both runs, one with the home run and now with the opposite field single.
Take advantage of the defensive setup for the Rays because right now, you take a look right here. Bob Seymour holding the runner, and right there, you got a ton of room to just pop one that way, and that's what happens. You get the pitch middle away, and it becomes real easy. Just slap it. Just slap it that way. There's no defense.
Well, runners first and second, 2 outs, a run home, making it a 1-run contest. Well, it will be Jeremiah Jackson about to step in with a double and 2 trips. 2 outs in the inning with 2 men aboard. The first pitch is a strike. Schultens following Rasmussen. He worked 3 innings in the outing against Boston 5 days ago. Ball, 1 strike. Going to be out of play. 1 and 2. Schultens trying to get the final out in the 5th. He took over with 1 out in the 3rd. He has 2 1/3 innings under his belt right now. And he's going to get the strikeout here. 1 run scores, 2 men left. And the Rays hold on to the lead. Richie Palacios leading off and taking strike one. She started the day at second base, now in right field. Facing the left-hander here, he tracks that pitch all the way in low, 1-1. Two, missing the breaking pitch. Taps it foul. Richie coming into this game, just 12 at-bats against lefties, 3 for 12 coming in. He's still alive. A little bit of that one fouling it at the feet of Alex Jackson.
Curveball after curveball after curveball after curveball here to Richie Palacios. You wonder if he just shifts gears right here and goes with the hard stuff.
And it's tight.
Changeup, all off speed. If you threw him a fastball right here, it'd be the last thing that Richie would be expecting. He's seen nothing but breaking balls, the changeup right there. He has him so slowed down.
And there's a breaking ball, and he's going to drop it into center. And he has a base hit.
Don't understand that pitch sequence at all. I mean, at all. You just gifted Richie Palacios that base hit, and good for Richie to take it. This is all he's seen. So he's on it. He's on it. Not fooled at all. You remember the first couple curveballs, he was over the top of. Missed badly. Well, you just keep throwing it to him. Keep throwing it to him. Just keep throwing him off speed pitches. You're going to slow him right down, and it makes you pay.
Nick Fortes, high popper foul ball, and over from second. Mayo was trying to track it, and Mateo came right over. Had a much better idea of where that ball was going to be.
I love how you're very kind, trying to track it. I think Mayo had no interest whatsoever. He was praying for Mateo to come save the day.
Yep. And he did.
Yes, he did.
Carson Williams looking for his first hit. Put away. He's grounded into a double play and struck out swinging. Back in at first. Palacios at first base. Rays took the lead in the third inning with a 3-run frame. Geraldo throwing in the bullpen. We saw him in the game here Tuesday. Now it's 3-0 to the Rays shortstop. Swinging right there. Carson Williams fouls it back. And the count's going to go full. Ball 4. So the Rays put 2 men aboard. The walk pushes Palacios into second. Williams at first.
Second base number 10, Tristan Gray.
Well, Tristan Gray is due up here as the Orioles decide to talk it over. Step up to the plate with the official debit card of the Tampa Bay Rays, only at Amerant Bank. To sign up for yours today, visit www.amerantbank.com/Rays card. Well, the Rays have led throughout. They led 3-0, then 3-1, now 3-2. And you get the idea that it would behoove the Rays to tack on some more runs here, because it's only a 1-run game right now. Tristan Gray, a late entry into this game. Gray drove in a double in the 6th inning of last night's game. There's an opportunity to do more damage in the 6th inning of this game. Hitting .222 in a Rays uniform, and the pitch is a strike. We've seen Tristan Gray play a number of positions. It's 1-1. Strike puts him down 1-2. Gray out of Rice University in Houston. He was there when that Rice Owls team had a nice run of some very good teams. Fallen on hard times recently, but he was part of a great success story over there.
Tears in his eyes, I guess.
Breaking ball down, curveball, 2-2. Palacios at second in scoring position. Carson Williams aboard at first behind him. 1 out in the 2-2. And it's close but wide off the plate. 3-2. Povich. And it's lined up the right side. That's going to be fair. Back into the corner below the 318 marker. Palacios will score. Here comes Williams, and he is out at the plate. He tried to get in head first. And the Orioles cut him down. The Rays with the run from Palacios. And here's a look at that play at the plate again.
Mateo with the strong throw. There was a little bit of a hesitation. He didn't realize that Williams was headed to the plate. But then he uncorks a strong throw, gets it there in time, and there's the tag on that left hand. In fact, that left hand of Williams actually never got to home plate. Nice job by Jackson. He gives him the lane, then reaches over and makes that tag right on the left hand.
So the Rays tack on a run, and we have a pitching change coming. Back in a moment. And a new pitcher, Yarmil Geraldo on the hill to face Bob Seymour. First pitch misses. Rays with Tristan Gray at second base. Getting credit for a double and picking up a run batted in. 1-1. Rays saw Geraldo Tuesday. The ninth inning of that game. It's fouled back. Grab Seymour with that pitch, and it's 1-2. Tristan Gray out there at second with a double. Liner into right. That's going to be a base hit. Gray's going to score. An RBI single for Seymour, his second hit. That run charged to Povich. The Rays with a 5-2 lead now.
Watch how he slows the swing down. Off-speed pitch, and he just kind of reaches out there, is able to extend that swing. That left hand coming off of the bat, but boy, strong enough to get that ball out there, just float it in and drop it into right field. And this inning, Dwayne, you were talking about the Rays, you know, this, as Baltimore has tightened this game up. Hey, create a little bit more space, and they've done that. Back to 3.
Mangum, and there's a base hit. Seymour skipping rope to get out of the way of that. And the Rays will have men on the corners. Seymour hustles his way to third on a base hit. That gives Mangum 3 for 4.
3 for 4. He's got to be closing in now. He's got to be right up there.
Started the day at 295.
Watch him go down and get this pitch. That ball down below the zone. Middle of the plate, down below the zone. And realizing right there he had found a hole. Third hit of the day.
Well, the Rays adding a couple runs. 4 hits and a walk in the inning. Here's Fiducia with runners first and third. And there goes Mangum on the run. The throw down's going to be too late. He's in there head first. So 3 hits and now a stolen base, his 27th of the year.
Wasn't even close. It was not even close.
And Fiducia with a chance to drive in a couple runs here. Facing the right-hander. Down 0-2.
Boy, he had a moving lead and a great jump, and that's why it wasn't close.
Fiducia off the end of the bat, foul. The Rays have led throughout since they scored 3 in the 3rd. Back to a 3-run lead now, 5-2. Fiducia missed the off-speed pitch. He's out on strikes. Bottom of inning 6 coming up.
Core is on to try and close this one out for Kevin Cash. Dwayne?
Well, they've rebuilt the lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Schulten's out there on the hill. Kowser takes the pitch down and in. Jesse Schulten's 31-year-old right-hander out of Wright State.
That's right. Literally.
2-0. The count.
State Raiders. Dwayne, it's a powerful program.
And prestigious.
Very.
2-1.
I remember when I went there, the baseball field was actually on campus, in between buildings, and then they built us a nice field that they have further developed that Jesse got to play on.
And a shot back into center. Mangum got back there nicely and makes the catch. Good job out there by Mangum.
I'll tell you what, Jake's having himself a nice game. 3 hits, and then right here, this play out in center field. He gets on his horse, tracks it down, puts it away. Well done. Efficient.
Kobe Mayo. Pitch is a strike on the outside part of the plate. Schulten's originally drafted by the San Diego Padres. Who's ahead here? 0-2. Rasmussen for 2 1/3. Schulten's since then. Well, calling for time. And a cut and a foul tip strikeout right there. 2 up, 2 down. Step up to the plate in style after you browse the online Bay Republic Team Store. Get all the exclusive Rays gear from personalized jerseys, the latest designs on merchandise, and the newest player items. Shop online at bayrepublic.com. Alex Jackson, one piece of that one foul. Jackson 0 for 2 with a couple strikeouts. Stroud up in the bullpen. It's too high. Ball 1 strike.
Recognizing the spin on a pitch. I mean, that was a breaking ball there by Schultens that was nowhere near the strike zone at any point, and yet you get the swing and a miss right there. Yeah, probably go right back to it, just like Schultens did.
Schulten's in a position here pitching for a win. The Rays holding a 5-2 lead. And in 2 games prior for the Rays with a record of 0-1. Now he's 3-2 to Jackson. 2 years ago he was with the White Sox and made 11 starts for them and 15 bullpen appearances. Cut and miss. He gets the strikeout, and it's a 1-2-3, 6th inning. Rays Oriole Park at Camden Yards, and they hold the lead over the Baltimore Orioles. Orioles bring on Cade Stroud, and Junior Caminero will be the first man to face him here to begin the 7th inning. First pitch is wide. 2 hits today for Junior. Average now 261 with 44 home runs. And there's a liner to left field, and Beavers makes the catch. Caminero lines out to left. And here is Morrell. A big cut and foul ball by Morrell. Doubled home those 2 runs in the 3rd inning when the Rays jumped to a 3-0 lead. And another big cut right there. That breaking pitch sweeping away, and it's 0-2. Count at 2 strikes. Stroud out of Fort Worth, Texas, went to college at West Virginia. 28-year-old right-hander. And strike 3 called. And Morrell is out number 2.
Excellent pitch. A couple of breaking balls, a fastball that ran in, and now a fastball, a 2-seamer. Starts it off the plate away. Morrell gives up on it, and it comes right back to that edge. That is just excellent execution by Stroud.
Richie Palacios. Strike 1. One and one. It's fouled off his foot. Ball rolling back to the mound. Rays scored 3 in the 3rd. Baltimore back with a run in the 3rd and a single run in the 5th inning, and the Rays put up 2 in the 6th to reestablish their 3-run lead. Palacios behind in the count 1-2. Against Stroud, hitting with the bases empty and 2 men retired. And Palacios is out on strikes on the breaking pitch. Bottom of inning 7 coming with
See if the Rays bullpen and Jesse Schultz, who's been out there for a minute, can close this thing out.
Yeah, he took over 1 out into the 3rd, begins the 7th with a strike call to Jorge Mateo. One ball, 1 strike. Pitch started in and caught just a part of that inside edge of the plate for a called strike. "66 pitches now for Schultz. Two and two. Rasmussen worked 2 1/3 through 56 pitches. 33 of those came in the 2nd inning when he left the bases loaded. A ball off the facing of the press level. Count remains at 1 and 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. And that is out number 1 on strikes. 3 consecutive strikeouts. Last 2 outs in the 6th strikeouts, and 1 to open the 7th.
Right down the middle of the plate.
Alan Hammery got into that one a little bit. Closed the blinds, pulled the window completely down.
He did. I mean, I think everybody's trying to wake themselves up. It's been an interesting game.
Yeah.
If by meaning not interesting at all, it's been interesting.
Unique in that way.
Unique.
Into left field, and that's going to be caught out there. Christopher Morel gloves it. 2 up, 2 down. Pete Fairbanks has been nominated for the 2025 Roberto Clemente Award, presented by Capital One. Pitch is down to Jordan Westberg.
Okay, I have something to say, but I'm busy getting yelled at right now. So I'm see, and then the inning's going to be over.
1-1 to count.
What's really interesting about this day game here, and you're going to finish up the last few innings here against the Orioles. You're going to get on a plane. You're going to Toronto.
Yep.
And the Rays are going to have something to say about the AL East Division lead. And guess what? So is Baltimore, because they go to the Bronx
Yes,
to
they
play
do.
the Yankees.
Yeah, how about all that?
I know. Yeah. So this final weekend, and then we've already talked about, we beat it to death. Cleveland and Detroit, and what's going on there. Cleveland has now taken a 1-game lead on Detroit, which, by the way, if that were to hold, it would be the biggest collapse in the history of Major League Baseball. 15.5 game lead given up. They were up on Cleveland July 8th, 15.5 game lead.
And that's the kind of thing you have to live with. Strike out there of Westberg and
Cal Raleigh from
How about that, huh?
the switch hitter, Babe Ruth. How about the fact we were looking up the Seattle Mariners and we talked about how dangerous that team is? You know, they had an already strong lineup, and then you add Josh Naylor and Eugenio Suarez to that lineup. You add Caleb Ferguson to the bullpen. You got a strong bullpen. Your starters start to get healthy here at the end of the season, and they've got an outstanding starting rotation. And you're saying to yourself, this is a dangerous team. Well, Dwayne, they've won 16 of the last 17 games.
How about that, huh?
We talked about, with all the parity in the game, that who gets hot at the right time.
Yep.
And the Mariners and all of that talent and all, you just kept waiting, when are they is it gonna click for them? Well, 16 out of 17, they've already clinched the Western Division Championship over the Astros by doing that, up 5 games with 4 to play. And you've got your catcher just wrecking baseballs.
Yep. 62 home runs. Cortez with a base hit here in the 8th. Facing Rico Garcia, and now Carson Williams.
There it is.
At the plate. Well, there you go, right there.
There it is. The X marks the spot, Dwayne. It marks the spot you're not going to be taken out of.
Well, I'll tell you, with some of these collapses and teams that take advantage of that, and you're right, you were talking about the essentially what has to be looked at as a collapse.
Well, yeah. I mean, if Cleveland is able to finish that off, here's the thing: Detroit not only had the best record in the league, had a 15.5 game lead over Cleveland back in July, right before the All-Star break. They could find themselves out of the playoffs. Forget about the division.
Yeah.
They could play themselves right out of the. I mean, right here, entering July the 9th. Cleveland 15.5 back, Kansas City. I mean, Detroit owned it. And now look, a game back with 4 to play.
That's a little foul ball up the right side. Yeah, we talked about those. You did a little checking in the early part of the 1900s.
Yeah.
On a collapse and a tremendous comeback.
15 games is the record. And that was the 1914 Boston Braves.
There's a ground ball base hit through the left side, and the Rays have the first 2 men on.
Right here. They'll break the record set by the 1914 Miracle Boston Braves, 15 games back for the largest deficit overcome by a league or division champion in a season.
Yeah. And I remember as a kid when the Cardinals came back, the Phillies in 1964 led, it seemed, all year, and the Cardinals came back and won that year. 8.5
back in the month of September.
Yeah.
Here's what's even more, I think, impressive than the 15.5 overall. Cleveland was 11 games back entering play on September the 5th.
Wow.
This month.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, they were 11 back and have passed them with the tiebreaker, so they're almost up 2 games.
I mean,
yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, that really is. That really is. And again, then you just take it over the American League East. What has happened with Toronto and New York's been surging, and these 2 teams out on the field that we're watching right now are going to have some say in that.
Oh, there's a base hit. Christian Gray has another hit. The bases are going to be loaded here for the Rays in the 8th inning. So Gray is 2 for 2.
Had those numbers.
Cortez at third, Williams at second, and now Gray at first, all against Rico Garcia. And here is Bob Seymour. Strike 1. Down. In 1963, the Cardinals won 19 out of 20, chasing the Dodgers. and closed in on them. And then they did something like lose 7 out of 8. And the Dodgers wound up winning the pennant. But, I mean, these runs by teams are monumental, and we're seeing some of it here this year.
And I mean, that really could, in the history of the game.
There's a high shot deep to right down the line. Boy, that had home run distance on it, but it was foul. He had the distance for the grand slam right there, but pulled it foul. Never know what's going to drop in.
Right?
Foul the other way. Ball game in the 8th. The Rays, for all of the offense here and the hits and the runners, the Rays still only have a 3-run lead.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. 15 hits.
This one is fouled back.
And how many walks on top of it? I mean, they've had base runners all over the place
Yeah,
today.
they've had at least 18 base runners.
Yeah. High chopper.
Caught the attention of Kevin Cash and us.
Right. Right over the top of the stadium.
And a foul tip strikeout right there, the first out of the inning. Well, had home run distance and a grand slam, but it was foul. And now the strikeout.
Right here, that Uncle Rico pulling the string right there. Getting the strikeout, needed that.
And here is Jake Mangum. He has a 3-hit day, started at 295.
You have
The pitch is down, yes?
caused me to stumble a little bit this. As soon as you, I was trying to get my book together because this has been a disaster. And you dropped Rico.
Yes.
And that's all I can think of now is Uncle Rico out there dropping dimes out in the pastures. It was on the other day. It was on the other day. And it happened to be that spot in the movie, Napoleon Dynamite, where Uncle Rico set up the video monitor and he's out dropping dimes.
Well, we got Rico on the mound right here.
Can't stop thinking about it.
And we have Mangum, who's up to 299 right now.
Yes.
A ball, 2 strikes.
I mean, he's got to be 299, just rounded up.
Yeah.
3 for 4.
Yeah.
A stolen base, a nice defensive play.
Mm-hmm.
But that's, that goes hand in hand. Jake's one of those guys. You talk about just never, ever taking a play off. I mean, he plays so hard all the time. Tremendous athlete, switch hitter. You can play him anywhere defensively in the outfield. He can bunt, can run.
And he fouls this one just enough to stay alive up there and get another pitch.
Do they round up? If you're if he was at 2,997, would he end up hitting 300, or do you have to get to 300? I don't think you round up, right? You got to get there.
And I'm not sure where their policy is on that.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a time when they really didn't. Swing and a miss. And he is out on strikes. Second out of the inning.
I only asked because going into that at bat, he was at 2,949.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Dwayne.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah.
So if it was
going to be 299.
299.49, and I am hearing that they do round up.
Yep.
So if he can get that to 299.51,
It's
he'll
on
hit
the
390.
days.
Yeah.
Well, Verduccio with a 1-strike count. One and one. 1-2. And a line drive caught by Mateo at second. Rays load the bases but do not score. Gunnar Henderson leading off. 1 ball, no strikes. One.
Some really interesting in between innings math. If you're leading into Jake Mangum's last at bat between him and his fellow rookie Chandler Simpson.
Yeah, there's a ground ball. Second to first, and Henderson is out of there. Yeah, I was just interested in seeing, because on the stat sheet, Chandler Simpson is hitting 300 even.
There you go.
But if you break down his hits and at bats, he's hitting 299.50.
And Jake was hitting 299.49. So Jake would get rounded down.
Yes.
And Chandler gets rounded up.
How about that?
How about that?
Yep.
I'm learning some things, Dwayne.
It's going to be interesting. I want to know the count here at Mountcastle. Wave and miss there. 1-1.
Well, let's go back earlier in the ballgame. We talked about Mountcastle and that impressive home run to right field. Let's take a look at it. A little StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. And it was 105 miles per hour off the bat, 362 feet away, straight away right field, closer to the foul pole. Did not think that ball had enough height to be able to get out, especially with the higher wall there in right, but he was able to do it.
It's a 3-1 count. Rays opened the scoring today with a 3-run third. They added 2 in the 6th inning. This pitch bounces in and over the left shoulder Fortes and by the plate umpire Alan Hammery. And so ball 4.
You got to think that Jesse Schultz is, he's been out there for a minute. That pitch count is approaching 90. What is it, 84, 85 now? Yeah. It's a pretty good workload for him, and he's been good, been really good.
Kelly up in the bullpen now for the Rays.
He was up like, I don't know, an hour and a half ago.
That's right. Foul back, strike 1.
Yeah, he was back in the second inning for Drew Rasmussen.
That's pulled into left and going to be in for a base hit. On his way to third, Mountcastle, that throws back to second.
It's a really smart play out there by Morel. A really smart play. You know, with that base runner heading towards third in Mountcastle, there's a lot of left fielders that their eyes get big and they want to make a play at third. Yeah. You're not going to get it. So what you end up doing is you make that throw to third, and you allow, right here, you allow the base, you allow Jackson to move up to second base, but look at Morel. Get that ball right in and keep Jackson over at first base. That's a smart baseball play out there.
And a big conference on the mound for the Rays. First and third, 1 out in the 8th inning. And remember, it's still a 3-run game. And it has seemed, going through the afternoon, that somehow the Rays should have more than the 5 runs. They have 15 hits, and they've drawn 3 walks. But they have the 5 runs, so it has been a competitive game. And there's the breakout on the pitching. Pitch numbers, not quite to 90 yet for Jesse Schultz. And Colton Cowser. It's upstairs. Cowser with a walk and 2 fly ball outs. Mangum made an outstanding catch on the ball. He hit the center in the 6th inning. You get Aiken, the lefty, up in the bullpen. There's a strike, 2-1. Well, Cowser continues to punish Rays pitching. About that number right there, and that one.
We know that hitting 180 against everybody else in Major League Baseball, and yet 326 against the Rays with some damage.
The count goes even at 2-2. Fouled right back on the 91st pitch of the day for Schultz. And they swing and miss. The ball gets by Fortes. The run's going to score. Up to second base goes Jeremiah Jackson. And Cowser is the second out of the inning. Take another look at that.
Yeah, the breaking ball, and right there, I think that Fortes obviously thought that he was going to be able to catch that on the fly, and just not able to. Doesn't come up with it, and so that ball bounds away. And unfortunately, that cost the Rays not only a run, but a runner. third, and
And here's Kelly's first pitch, and that ball is tagged and is out of here. First pitch, Cody Mayo belts a 2-run home run. The Orioles have tied this game on the first pitch delivered by Kevin Kelly. And so Schultens, for all that work, left with a chance to be the winner. And on the very first pitch, this game has been tied up 5-5.
again, a game where the Rays have had 18 base runners.
I mean, Schultens was all set to pick up his second big league win. And now the line drive. And that ball gets by Palacios out there. And the Orioles are going to have a runner at third with 2 outs. And that represents the potential go-ahead run right there.
Well, let's go back to the first pitch here by Kevin Kelly, and that pitch just moving itself right in. And how about Kobe Mayo bringing the hands in, barreling the baseball, and where they have moved the fence back here in left field, they moved it back very far a couple of years ago and have brought it in a little bit this year. Doesn't matter. He gets it out of here, and then right there, Richie Palacios going down to try to make a play on that ball off the bat of Adley Rutschman, not able to do it, and that allows him to scamper all the way to third. So what a turn of events here for the Rays, or against the Rays, I should say.
Yeah, no sooner was Rutschman announced as the pinch hitter for Jackson that he jumped on that first pitch and triples. And just like that, it's tied 5-5. And now Carlson will come off the bench to hit for Mateo. The pitch is a strike at the knees. So a home run and a triple on back-to-back pitches. Upstairs, 1-1. Big cut and a miss. 1-2. Nolan Carlson hitting for Mateo. Upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a cut and miss. That takes care of Carlson out on strikes. But Baltimore has tied. the Rays. And now the first pitch from Aiken to Caminero is a strike call. We'll give you the defensive alignment here. Baltimore in a moment. A little ground ball to the right side. Caminero is out, second to first. Carlson is in left. As Christopher Morel steps in. And Beavers, who was in left, goes over to play right field. And the pitch is down. So Jackson, who was in right, Jeremiah Jackson, is now playing third base. Rutschman behind the plate. And a shot into left, and that's caught on the run. Carlson grabs that one, and Morel is out number 2.
Trying to curl that ball down into the corner for extra bases, and Carlson not going to allow that. 2 outs, nobody on now. Boy, this is escalating.
Oh, has it? I'm telling you. Richie Palacios here against Keegan Aiken. 1 ball, no strikes. Fouls that pitch. The only other switch they've made is Westberg, who left third in favor of Jackson, is now at second. And a wave and miss. It's 1-2. Lifts that one foul. Baltimore scored a run on a pass ball and then 2 on the home run by Mayo there in the 8th inning. And now this pitch is fouled out of play. So we have a tie game, 5-5. Fly ball into center field. Counts are back to make the catch, and the Rays are up and down 1-2-3 in the 9th. the first pitch in the bottom of the ninth inning. Dylan Beavers hits one out, and Baltimore picking itself right up off the floor has won this game 6-5.
What just happened? Rays were in control of this game all day long. Never was able to deliver the knockout punch. And Baltimore roars back. I mean, just that fast. Wow.
A 6-5 final. And the Rays shocked here by this comeback by this Baltimore ball club. And the Chevrolet play of the game, the home run.
You know what? And this is what Baltimore did off of Kevin Kelly. They didn't waste a lot of time. I mean, everything was done on the first pitch. And right there it was, that ball up and out just that quickly. A no-doubter off the bat of Dylan Beavers. I really can't have a hard time comprehending what just happened here in the last 15 minutes.
Well, the bottom of the eighth turned out to be a nightmare. And Beavers, look at Caminero at third. He can't believe it. He's still on the field